And welcome to Otaku News Live for the week ending February 12th, 2011. Barely. We're starting this show rather later than usual. Tonight, as usual, I have with me Matt Dixon from the Life and Times of Anime. Welcome, Matt.
Hello, it's always a pleasure, and might I say it's actually the 13th of February over here.
Is it? Very, very good.
Yeah, it is.
And Miniman, thanks for joining us as well.
No, life is but a dream, but apart from that, yes, it is the 13th over here.
And RisingZan, welcome to the show.
This ain't no wall, but it is the 12th here.
But I am that manly.
Alright.
Ain't get no plane.
Inside reference.
So, we're talking today about the news of the week, and let's lead off with Sentai Filmworks' license of Yumakui Mary, an anime that just started airing, about a month ago over in Japan land, and it'll be called Dream Eater Mary, and it's already licensed. It's a pretty high-budgeted show, but interesting the Sentai leapt on this so quickly.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, here's the funny thing. The manga, which obviously came before the anime, was licensed long before, but obviously not by American Eyes. Who was it licensed by? The French.
Ah, the French.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing that I want to talk about this subject. Obviously, it's now being brought over America called Dream Eater Mary. Now, Brent, Matt, Miniman, is Dream Eater Mary a very catchy title?
No, not as much as
Pokemon.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. In France, you know what it's called?
What?
Mary the Nightmare.
Merry
Nightmare.
Ooh, Merry Nightmare. I like that.
Yeah, that has catch. So I'm just wondering, why don't they just use that name? That name just works so much. It's not Mary as in M-A-R-Y. It's Mary as in, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say it has a very good juxtaposition to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm wondering why don't they go with that name? That name sounds much better. Sounds a lot more zing.
Yeah. Unless maybe, the French company wouldn't let them use it.
Copyright, yeah.
Yeah, could be. I mean, often, they can do it anyway, because they just ask, can we use it? Sure. But, that could be one of those things. How long ago was the manga license in France?
Oh, it's been licensed for a long time. I don't know when it started licensed, but for example, I play a game called Urban Rivals. It's French made, and they advertise this manga all the time on it.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, that is kind of unusual. All right, moving on. I don't know if we want to talk about this, but this was kind of worth mentioning. This Japanese teen that distributed all the manga online, and got arrested. Shockingly enough. So he distributed 260 different titles of manga online, apparently using Mega Upload primarily.
That's the worst place to do it.
I know.
Torrent it, you idiot.
Yeah, included a total of 3,800 different individual files. And he also had advertising on his site, so he had made over $3,000 US equivalent in money by the time he was caught, which is kind of stunning. I mean, that's pretty obvious that you shouldn't do that.
Yeah. So he was selling the manga.
Well, he wasn't selling specifically. He was giving it away, but he had advertising on his site.
Okay.
And the advertising revenue, and he was getting huge hits, and it was enough.
Plus, because he was getting advertising revenue from Mega Upload as well.
Yeah.
He got double.
Yeah. And I'm not sure. I mean, it mentions online advertising. I'm not sure if it's if Mega Upload was the only thing. Just that
it was going to be something more. He's only at $3,000.
It says $3,000 in advertising revenue. So I'm not sure how much of that came off his site or Mega Upload or what. The police confiscated 26 different items from his home, including personal computers, plural, hard drives, plural, and his bank book. So apparently he had
some of that?
No kidding. So apparently, I mean, this wasn't just uploading from a single laptop. He had a pretty major operation going there. Amazing.
Yeah, just the one thing I have to say that differences this guy from guys who send us Raw is that they don't get paid for it. They just, from what I know, they just do it from the goodness of their heart.
Yeah, exactly.
They just send it to us Americans to translate, and we do it, or the other way around.
Yeah.
Usually the other way, or usually the earlier.
Yeah. And this was clearly, I mean, again, over, just a huge number of titles up on there. Just up, for anyone to grab anytime. Just like, no.
Yeah.
But unfortunate that he did that so far that he got nailed for it. Not a good idea. Let's see.
It's his fault for being an absolute idiot about it.
Pretty much. I mean,
he's basically just doing what most scanlators do, just on a grander scale.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to pass judgment in the fact that we've all used scanlation.
You make a good point. I mean, I think the difference here is that he's making money off of it.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been on many scanlation sites, but I'm pretty sure most of them have ads on them.
Yeah, actually, that's something I've noticed that's been recently new. Some scanlation sites, major ones like Manga Fox, they have ads on it. Ads, I might add.
I stopped using Manga Fox and One Manga. Not that I use them regularly, but I won't go on their sites now because of the sheer number of ads.
Did Manga have advertisements? Manga did?
Last time I was on there, it did.
Everywhere pretty much has ads now.
And I mean, I understand, on one hand, but it got to the point where it would take a long time for each page to load. It was pretty bad. And, again, like I say, it's one thing if you've got an ad up there to cover hosting fees, maybe. I can understand that. But when you've got, 6 ads per page, I've got to think that's more of a money grab.
Yeah, and ads, by the way, that, when you're reading a manga, just suddenly the sound just pops on.
Yeah!
Oh, that's so annoying.
Congratulations! You just won a free iPod Nano.
Yeah. This is also affecting anime translations, I guess you'd say. Yeah, there's the video they use, Mega Video now has this really stupid rule that every 10 minutes there's an ad.
Yeah.
VO does it. I'm trying to think of others. There's usually some ad or another for most of them. I think the only one that doesn't is Facebook Player. Maybe MySpace Player.
Yeah.
So nobody uses that anymore.
Yeah. It's really frustrating.
There are some very annoying times for adverts to come on during. So I remember the first time I ever encountered the whole turning on thing was probably during the second to last episode of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh.
It was just and it was it's no, I have come here to kill, and suddenly just all the sound cut out. I was like, have you been suffering weight loss problems? Shut up.
And you can't fast forward him.
He's come to kill. I don't want to see how many weight loss problems I have. I think I'm fine.
Yeah. Alright, so there's that. What else? Well, there's the Final Fantasy concert.
I am so glad for this. Distant Worlds is just the best thing ever. I mean, I guess it's not the Black Mages cutting the tour, but it's close enough.
Well, I just find it kind of funny or significant in some way that the first day of the concert is on April 1st. They have to do something. By law, if you have an event, well, at least it's a law in my world, if you have an event on April 1st, you do an April Fool's joke.
True.
It's basically a law of the universe, and if you don't, the universe explodes. So you've got to do it, and I'd be interested to see what they do. It'll probably just be something, and we have the voice actor of Cloud from Final Fantasy Advent Children. Actually, no, we don't. April Fools.
Yeah.
We have Miniman 12544 with us instead.
Miniman.
Well, you see, guys, the thing about Distant Worlds is it's a little bit more higher class. If you've actually noticed, Distant Worlds is actually taking place in an opera house. That's because Distant World is actually, done with, it's done instrumentally. Violins, conductor, it's very high class.
Well,
What stops them from joke?
Yeah, even the BBC wants to
they have senses of humour as well.
Yeah.
I suppose.
There will be an April Fool's joke, even if it was to the Queen. Mind you, she's a unrelenting sponge, but we won't get into that.
You unrelenting sponger.
Royalty, or the presidency. April Fool's joke. I bet you the President of the United States, Barack Obama, is planning his April Fool's joke.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have decided to nuke the Middle East.
Yeah, April Fools. April Fools. Actually, he'll actually get a lot more support that way.
That is true. That is true.
That will happen no matter what class they're in. It's bound to. And if they don't, they've missed a really good opportunity.
That's true.
I mean, any fond watcher of the show will know I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, but I would despise going to a Final Fantasy concert because this is what's going to happen. I'm going to be reveling in the music, and everyone else next to me just going, One Winged Angel, One Winged Angel, One Winged Angel. And then someone just goes, Sephiroth, and everyone just goes, yeah! I'm like, no, I want to hear Iris theme.
Yeah.
Where's Iris theme?
Yeah.
What about Lightning's theme? Oh, Final Fantasy theme 13 doesn't count. Not Nomura enough for you.
I honestly, what I'd like to see if they do it at the Disney World's concert is Darkness and Starlight. That's Nobuo Uematsu's best piece by far. Yes. I love that piece. Oh, it's beautiful.
I still think Iris theme is just the best timed ever though. Just do 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 ding ding do do. But enough with our nerdiness.
Again, I have nothing to say because I don't play video games. Anyway, so what else? I do have to mention that I am just really amused at Viz Pictures rebranding. So rebranding as New People Entertainment and New People Productions, each with completely different things. So it couldn't be like two different names. It has to be New People Entertainment and New People Productions. And
the worst thing is, doesn't it like sound like sort of like a new like Blue Man Group or Stomp type thing?
It does.
Just like it's like Viz Media. Okay, something to do with the media.
Yeah, and visual.
Oh, then an anime thing. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this one's just the New People coming to a theatre near you.
Right.
Yeah, I have a question. So, is by Viz Pictures you mean Viz Media, right?
Well, no. That's the interesting thing. This is the movie licensing and distributing company, Viz Pictures.
I see.
So it's not Viz Media, which is related to Viz Pictures, and the founder of Viz Media is now the president and CEO of New People.
Right.
I don't know.
I just sounds like a really happy song. New people coming to watch anime.
Sounds like a J-pop song. New people.
Macaros.
Yeah, Macaros.
New people.
So yeah, it's just bizarre. Did we want to talk about the Tiger Mask film?
I have one question.
Yeah.
What's Tiger Mask from again?
Say what?
What's Tiger Mask from again? Because whenever I think Tiger Mask, I think Kinnikuman.
Tiger Mask is I believe a separate character. Kind of like Kinnikuman, actually. He's like a wrestler character who saves the children.
They should totally have a scene in which he runs up to an orphanage and gives them loads of bags.
Miniman and me were talking about that, I was like, that's going to be in the movie for sure.
Totally.
It has to be.
Yeah.
They'll make it a really cheesy American-style ending where he saves all the orphans and then gives them all bags.
There we go, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, but wouldn't that be awesome?
I have saved you orphans, now have these stylish red bags.
G.I. Joe!
And knowing is half the battle.
Captain Man!
I love it. Madhouse is moving over to NTV, which is kind of interesting.
Actually,
do you remember when this... do you remember when this channel used to be about music? Now back to Madhouse.
No, NTV, not MTV.
MTV in the UK has changed its name. I don't know if it seems like it's not done it in America, but in over here, MTV is now WTV.
Huh.
It is. It's WTV because they don't
no longer
music anymore.
Yes, it's World TV.
I see.
You know, I assume it's World. I don't actually know, but
I gotta say,
WTV. It's not MTV anymore.
I gotta say, good for them because MTV didn't make sense anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It hasn't been music TV for a decade.
I mean, I don't know, it'd be interesting if they, wouldn't it be awesome if they had all that music license and then they sort of made a CB Season 2? That'd be... Everyone wants to see what happened to Spike Spiegel. That's everyone's thing about Cowboy Bebop.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are clamoring.
Because
please, people. What we really need is a live-action TV series.
Yes. All you need is an answer to the one question we've all been waiting for. Is that film a deathbed hallucination or not? Just tell us outright.
Exactly. Yeah.
We beg you, make an OVA that just says no. Yes, and we'll all be happy. We can all die happy lives.
Yeah. And for those who may be curious about what we're talking about, there's an interview with Shinichiro Watanabe where someone asked him about how all the anime are kind of dark, and he said, "I don't see my anime as being kind of dark. Spike Spiegel didn't necessarily die. His view is that ending is explicitly meant to be sort of metaphorical and meant to be an open-ended question. That they're not he's not necessarily dead. It's that he's going through another death. Like he went through, he already died. So as they said in the series. So there is kind of this jokey question within the community is, oh, does that mean Spike's still alive? No, do not make more Bebop. Thank you. No, but there's I wonder.
It's not a case of don't make more. It's a case of just give us an answer.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It's the answer that we all don't want to know but want to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, admittedly though, here's a good quick game you can play with the last episode of Cowboy Bebop, which my friend, which I showed my friend, and he taught me how to play it as a joke. You go around to someone and go and look at the last frame, and then where it's in like space.
Yeah.
With the Earth in the middle, and point someone at one point in that Earth and go, okay, what's that? And they go, I don't know. And then rewind it so you go through that 3-minute zoom. And then it just goes, oh, it's a dead guy.
No.
Just 3-minute zoom. I mean, that is how you end a series if you haven't done the time left.
No kidding. Although I still suspect that's, oh, shoot, we're done early. What can we do? Oh, we'll just do a zoom. I thought that would be 24 minutes. It's not 24 minutes. What do we do? So, yeah.
Quickly, with the Sopranos, cut to black.
Yeah, exactly. So Anime Expo is giving out money to AMV creators.
Miniman's happy.
I am extremely happy because I'm an AMV creator.
Yeah.
However, after looking at the terms and conditions, I am not applicable.
Oh, interesting.
I cannot go to Anime Expo, so therefore I'm not applicable.
Yeah.
I'm extremely surprised this is news because it's been done before. It's not.
Yeah, but it's
people getting money for AMVs is not new.
Well, yeah, but it's because it's
$2,500.
Yeah, it's $2,500 for the winner. But consider this:
the guy that made the AMV for the song, an awesome song by the way, by Oingo.
Oh no, but that's not what we're talking about here. That's a different thing.
Like, he won money for an AMV.
Yeah, I know, but this is. But on that one, they licensed the material when they took the rights to it. On this one, this is unlicensed, unrighted material, all copyrighted, all can be used against the users, includes the music as well.
Yeah.
So basically, what they're actually doing is distributing illegal copyright.
I mean, and AMVs at conventions have always been highly illegal, but everyone ignores it. And the thing here is that this is, again, completely unlicensed stuff being thrown together. People are going to get significant chunks of money for it.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, with a new story this big, people are going to start paying attention.
Yeah, and also they're going to get a lot of people submitting videos. It's going to be big, and my concern is that someone's going to step, EMI Music Group is going to, not EMI, but whoever is going to step in and say, okay, wait, this is, you have how many people at your convention, and you're showing this to how many people? No. And they're going to have all of their songs pulled, and it's going to really have a strong effect on the AMV community.
Yeah. Well, actually, here's the funny thing, though. So, Brent, with the link that you give us on the Otaku video page, it's not here anymore. It's a funny thing.
Oh no, it doesn't link properly. You have to select the entire line because the dollar sign doesn't give it a proper link.
I see.
I had that problem too when I first clicked on it. So basically, the SBJA, the group that runs AX, announced that they're going to be giving away $10,000 total in cash and prizes at the AMV contest. The best of show will get $2,500 and $1,500 for individual categories. So that's interesting. I can see why they're doing it, but that's worrying.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yes.
Moving on. One Piece ship replica.
Pretty damn cool.
Awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
So this theme park in Japan, Japan is building a replica of the Thousand Sunny, the ship from One Piece. It will be a full working replica in every sense, but it will float. You can get on it. It will be 100 feet long and weigh 430 tons.
Yay!
The park is on Hario Island. It'll hold about 250 people at a time. There'll be statues of the Straw Hat Pirates. You can watch the Gown Cannon fire. There'll be an onboard bar, of course. Great. And then
there's an aquarium.
There'll be an aquarium, yes. And
They serve skyfish.
I'm sure they do. $12 to get in, $7 for children.
I like how Zan thought it was really, really important there was an aquarium. There's an aquarium! Aquarium! It's an aquarium!
It's not that important. What's really important, though, is they replicated the freaking Gower cannon. Also, the Gower cannon.
I decided, if we're going to ever meet up somewhere, this.
The Titanic thing on
Plus,
it.
it's a one-piece boat. I don't give a crap. It'll just be like, I'm on a boat. You do.
So
yeah, take a good hard look. 'Cause I'm standing on a boat.
So
one-piece boat.
So there'll be 7 daily cruises lasting about 20 minutes that will go around. So you'll actually get to sail on the ship, so to speak. It'll be part of a larger One Piece attraction area, which will include a restaurant and a shop next month.
Oh, this will be Matt's hell. Please, let's go there.
So, I mean, this combined with that Evangelion-themed thing from a couple of weeks ago, it seems that anime-themed attractions are a big thing.
Mm-hmm. Which is a good thing for the anime industry because it means anime is standing on its 2 feet again. As we've known for a while, the anime industry, even in Japan, has sort of, or at least the otaku industry, sort of dropped a little. But you know, now that companies are trusting or taking the risk of building theme park attractions, it's going to raise that otaku industry back up, which is very, very good.
And of course, One Piece is a fairly easy one to bet on, considering your Volume 61 sold 2 million copies in 3 days. So it's great seeing that there are these still hugely popular manga and anime titles.
Yeah. It's like people already know I don't like One Piece, but without animes like One Piece and mangas as well,
we'd be screwed.
The anime industry, would have died.
Yeah.
Mainstream anime, I don't have to be into it, but as long as other people are, I'm safe.
This is amazing.
My outside stuff is fine.
Yeah. Quick note. To give you a feel, the top-grossing film in Japan, which is actually a live-action Gantz film, made $4.7 million over the weekend. The latest volume of One Piece made $10 million.
Wow.
It made double the amount of the top-grossing film in Japan. That's how popular manga is, and that's how little money film makes in Japan, frankly. Film does not do well in Japan.
It's because One Piece is awesome, though. It is.
Well, 2 million people agree.
Well, no, I think the reason why film exactly doesn't do all that great and manga does better is I've never really met or heard a very emotional Japanese person, voice-wise. So, Japanese films. But manga that's filled with facial expressions, emotion, blah blah blah, all that jazz.
I don't get your point.
You should watch the Death Note live action films. They do some screams on that. Have you seen Elle Change the World?
Yeah.
I've seen scream. How can you not call that emotive? She fucking burns.
I've seen some emotion. Okay, I'll change my point. I've seen some emotional Japanese voice actors and actors, but there's a lot more emotion in a manga.
Well, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Pretty much done.
The thing, though, is that Japanese live-action film prefers subtlety over extreme emotion.
Maybe that's why they're not doing well.
But Japanese culture has always preferred subtle emotion over extreme emotion.
And manga is not subtle or extreme. I mean, manga is extreme and emotional, and it's doing very, very well. So that says something.
Well, it's doing very, very well with kids and teenagers.
Yeah.
And remember who goes to the cinemas? Kids, teenagers, and young adults.
Yeah, we're not talking a Gantz film.
But, okay, so when you go to the theaters, you don't see adults?
I see a few adults. A lot of them are taking their kids to the cinema. But no, over in England.
Interesting. England's very different because
it's mostly just like 25-year-olds and below.
Well,
it is.
That's interesting. That's not been my experience in America. I mean, most moviegoers in America are adults.
Yes.
That's kind of worrying. Wow.
Yeah. I guess it's also where the movie position. Like, I don't know where your movie is, Brent. Your local theater is played, but mine is right in smack deal in a mall. This is where everyone goes to see movies, and this is where the teenagers shop. There's even a bus that like all around town that you can get there. So I do see a lot of kids. However, I have to say that I do see maybe a few more adults.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not just speaking from UK. I'm speaking from worldwide statistics. It's a younger audience that goes to the cinema. That's what Hollywood advertises to. And as far as my geography is pretty good, at least where Hollywood is, it's in America. You know, it's young people.
I disagree with that, but I don't do geography.
One thing Hollywood is actually in Thailand. But younger people are the people going to the cinemas. In your areas, yes, maybe adults go to the cinema more, but the statistics show it's the younger audience that goes to the cinema. It's the younger people that watch the films. The older people buy the DVDs and watch it at their leisure because they're working people. They don't have time to go to the cinema.
That's interesting because, like, the awards that I've seen, you know, award ceremonies and in terms of the really, the generally popular things. Besides just, you get things like Avatar and so forth that really hit it. But the things that tend to do very well are generally the more adult-oriented stories. And by adult-oriented, I mean things like, romantic comedies. Things that teens generally don't go to watch.
You really think teens don't go to see romantic comedies?
Well, by romantic comedies...
Have you met a teenage girl?
All right, fine. All right, okay. All right, I'm wrong.
Wait, but I just think that, maybe it's just because, look at One Piece. It's built up popularity over years. It goes on year after year.
Massive and rabid fan base, and a one-time film isn't going to have the same kind of fan base.
Think about the first ever novel of One Piece, yeah? Even with a fair bit of advertising before it. Even though it would have been well known at the time,
it wouldn't have made that million.
It wouldn't have been as big as that Gantz film. And the fact is that people have gradually joined. It's got a tidal wave behind it. It's like putting a TV series against a one-time film. The TV series is going to win in popularity over time.
Yeah, that's the only something I didn't consider. Yeah. A one-time film is obviously not going to have any kind of fan base compared to a long-term comic series, basically.
Yeah. Matt,
Titanic.
one thing I'd like to say about the comment how you didn't see any Japanese movies any movies that came big from Japan.
I never said big. There was no big movies from Japan. I said I've never, in my opinion, seen or heard a very emotional, driven Japanese voice actor.
Okay,
I've seen some, but not many. Well,
I'm just saying this because this is an example of movies that my sensei lived in Japan for 5 years. Obviously, he's Japanese himself. He and there he saw many Japanese movies, and all of them seemed to be the same. And here's the basic story of one that he saw that just everyone loved. A woman is in love with a man. They're married. She's younger than the man. the man becomes sick, takes care of him. However, when they're both old, the old man gets a new girl, divorces the old woman, and the old woman lives alone with no regrets. Everyone leaves crying. It was a smash hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just to show that the Japanese people have a different taste than what.
Exactly.
I don't know what the British like, but us Americans, we just want to see the next Die Hard.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that
anything I said.
The whole emotive thing, I think he's trying to get at the whole sort of.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I do watch a fair few Japanese films, and I also sort of disagree with you, Matt. I mean, I've seen several, and like a good example of one is called Fish Story, one of the best of the Japanese live-action films. Fantastic film, by the way. I recommend you watch if you can find it. Fish Story. But I mean, that's a very, it's a very different film, but it conveys its emotion very well. I mean, you know, there are people who are in a lot of situations on that, and even though it's slightly comedic, I really do think it's more just the tsunami wave rather than it is the actual films themselves. I mean, the reason Gantz was the most popular is ironically because it was from Gantz. So, I mean, I think it's more just a state of the state of just how much a long-term thing affects something, rather than that it's the films themselves. Because otherwise, if it wasn't a long-term thing, Gantz would not be number one.
Fair enough. All right, do we have anything else we want to talk about there?
You kind of skipped over the... you skipped over the Express 999 movie announcement.
Yeah, what about that?
I just wanted to say one thing. You know, as you probably know, Brent, Express 99 is kind of an episodic story, right?
Very much so.
I'm just kind of confused how they would do a movie around that. You know, would it be just like another episode, or what do you think?
I think they're going to have to. There's just it's like the Galaxy Express anime movie. You know, we'll choose a couple of stories and just, you know, tell a movie around those. It's one of the reasons I wasn't particularly excited about it. Galaxy Express 999 is really hard to adapt to live action. The fact that it's in production doesn't mean much, because there's tons of stuff in production, and you know, I'm not convinced that this is going to be a really amazing, you know, film. I think this is a neat attempt, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it die in development, and I kind of I wouldn't be sad if it died in development, because they may just not be able to find a way of telling that story effectively in live action.
Right. I think they were thinking of doing that because Yamato did so well, probably.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask the question why, really.
Yeah, it's a good point. And like I said, I totally agree. I think it's more of a money grab, and I don't think they'll be able to find a way of making it. I hope they will. You know, Matsumoto's got a great universe to play around in. The weird thing is they were saying in there that the hardest thing is finding someone to play Captain Harlock. How is that difficult?
Johnny Depp.
Well, there are all sorts of actors I can think of that would be awesome for Harlock. I mean, Harlock doesn't seem to be a particularly complicated or hard character to play.
Yeah. Unless E.G. Matsumoto has some particular taste.
Right. Which could be very well be the issue. But that just seemed odd to me. I don't know.
Yeah, but it might not be like there's no actor to fill his place, but it might just be the question might really be which one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one is better?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, no, I wouldn't say which one's better. It's more which one has more fan appeal.
Yeah.
Which one has more star power? Which one's more attractive? Which one's going to get more teenage girls watching this film just for the sake of watching that man do something? Kind of thing. Again, because Brent's totally right. Money grab. Simple as that. You know, they want money. They're making money. They really don't care about the story. They just want to make money. And the best way to do that is get popular and a sexy man.
Luckily, this is the first time I've ever heard of Galaxy Express 999, so they're not getting my money, so I'm sticking it to the man.
I guess there's only one thing that we can say. I'm not even going to talk about it. I just want to say this. Sergeant Frog, you've served the last 7 years as well.
Oh.
Peace.
Absolutely.
Go.
We need to come up with some sort of otaku salute.
Yes, we do.
I already have a salute.
Oh, yeah,
you can't see it, so
Wait. How about ONV?
Oh,
I don't have any glasses, so I can't do the nerd salute.
Yeah.
Which is getting the glasses and just rising them and...
That's true. Well, actually, we could do the...
No, not taking them off your head, Miniman, just going...
Well, we could do the anime glasses salute, which is taking the middle finger and pushing the glasses up.
Yes.
You know, that's the classic there.
Wait a sec. I'm going to get close up for this. Everyone?
There we go. Middle finger.
Oh, sorry.
He did.
He did?
Finger, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
There we go. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
It looked like middle finger to me, at least. And
Okay.
again, his camera's very blurry.
All right.
It's middle finger. It's just, you know, it holds such bearing, you know, of being an insult. It would be weird to have it in a salute.
True.
Yeah. Well, there's also the palm. There's also that. I like the palm personally.
Yeah.
Is the middle finger an insult in Japan?
I don't think so. No. Besides, the way they do it in Japan is it's like this. You know, they just got their finger
delay.
in like this. You know, it's not a curled fist with the finger out is the problematic one. This is an open hand with the finger in going in, so it doesn't look like an insult anyway.
Open hand finger. Okay. No.
Anyway.
Keep that in mind.
Yes.
But,
very important.
Yeah. No, I mean, I haven't seen all of Kurogen, so I've only seen the first 10, 20 episodes and a random Spirited Away episode. My God Kuroro, it is so awesome.
It is.
Like, I mean, I'm so glad they said for now, because it's Kuroro, it's going to come back. Like, I mean, there's no way it can't come back in some form.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm actually quite glad it's ending, because it means that I can see how many episodes there are, and just one day I know I'm going to have the motivation just to go, I'm going to watch all of that in this year.
Yeah.
Like,
it's one of the main reasons why I never bothered actually watching it, because I think once something... it's just me being really awkward in a sense, because once something becomes so mainstream, I don't care. I don't want to watch it. You know, it's like... The reason I don't watch Bleach isn't because, you know, people always say... Well, a lot of people say it's bad. But because it's mainstream, and I don't care about mainstream. I don't watch Naruto, putting aside that the main character is an annoying little naughty word. I really don't like the character. I hate him. But anyway, it's because it's mainstream. It's just dull to me, you know. Mainstream doesn't interest me. I like to think, you know, it's that little, I like to think I'm special kind of thing.
I'm the indie
I just can't do mainstream.
Where is that?
I can't. If it's too mainstream, if I already like it and it goes mainstream, it's fine. But, you know, I don't like getting into mainstream stuff because I also feel like I don't know enough right off the bat. You know, it's like I try to talk to someone about it. They'll ask me a million questions that I don't know the answer to because I've only watched 5 episodes.
I would say mainstream
story.
That's interesting.
I would say that mainstream is worth looking at, though. That's my divine. It's worth looking at.
Well, it depends what we're considering mainstream here, or what is considered mainstream.
I say anything can have value. I honestly don't care how popular it is. I care how good it is.
Exactly. I mean,
Star Wars is mainstream.
Kurogen, so the least mainstream of the ongoing animes, because honestly, I have never seen. Like, whenever I've gone Anime Freak, and I've gone that sort of thing, it's always just like, Naruto, Bleach. I have never seen Kurogen, so I've never seen the new episodes. I actually have to specifically search up for the sites.
Yeah.
To me, and like, I go on my Anime Take websites, they're not, it's never there. I actually have to look for specific sites. And yet, I mean, to me, it's not really that mainstream, because while everyone, like, it's one of those things that you actually have to look for.
Yeah.
And while it's so ongoing, it's fantastic. I mean, for me, I'm sort of with you, but instead sort of ongoing. I hate ongoing animes, because if I know it's not going to have an ending, I mean, I don't even care if the ending's definitive, as long as I know I have a goal to aim for.
I disagree there in the case of episodic anime. It's like Doraemon. You know, it doesn't matter when it ends because it's
with random episodic anime.
Can I finish, please?
Fine.
Can I finish, please?
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you. Doraemon is completely episodic. There's nothing going on there plot-wise. It's just a completely self-contained story in every episode. So it can have an ending in 3 years, and it doesn't really affect how well I'm going to enjoy it. And again, it's very rare, but there are some shows like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to respond to the chat room a little. Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
I was just saying, Doraemon's just another day in the life. The one anime that's episodic, but it's it doesn't deserve to give the rule is Detective Conan. Detective Conan's an amazing series. However, there was a plot, and just like, hey, I'm making money with this, whatever.
Yeah.
Save it for later. Yeah, like, he's still a kid after 500, 900 chapters, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just to respond to the chat room a little, it's not the fact that it's popular that I don't want to watch it. It's the fact that once something becomes mainstream, it becomes more of a commitment to get into. Because, you've always got the risk of they're going to make more money. They're going to want to make more money, so they're just going to keep spamming out episodes. They're going to spam out filler, And for me to really get something from that anime, I have to sit through filler, which I don't want to do. That's what I don't want to do. That's why I don't like mainstream, because it's so it is sort of because of the popularity, because they're making money and they want to make money off of it, so they're making tons and tons of filler. Lolo-chan, I can't skip it. It's filler. If it's coming out every week, I can't skip filler. If that's the only episode, the only new episode that's come out. If I don't know it's filler until it's ended. In filler, there might be that one bit of plot that I'm missing. So I need to watch it.
That's why you read manga, though.
What?
That's why you read manga. That's why you read. Can you hear me? That's why you read manga. The manga, Bleach.
But there's still filler in manga.
No,
that's
the point of filler. The filler is filling in the spots before the manga comes out with the new plot.
Oh, so I just thought filler was pointless plots, not actual. It had a definition.
No, it's just the stuff that is only in the anime that was only done for time saving.
Zan, maybe I don't want to watch read the manga. Maybe I want to watch the anime. That's the point. For one, I can watch anime. Or I could, if they did it over here, watch anime on TV. That's essentially free. I'd have to buy a manga. That's me being a little cheap. But maybe I don't want to read the manga. And reading a manga of a mainstream manga is a hell of a much more commitment. That's way more money.
Not for me, at least.
That's way more time. That's way more
money. Yeah, you're right.
They don't stock the entire thing of Bleach. They don't stock all of Naruto. That means I have to order it. It means I have to wait.
There's an interesting thing that came out online a while ago where someone pointed out there's a thing called the Naruto Index for bookstores, which is basically and the idea is Naruto being one of the most popular manga. A good judgment or a good indication of a bookstore's commitment to manga is how many of each volume of Naruto they have in stock. So you go into a bookstore and you see, okay, they have volumes 1, 2, 3, 5, 9, 12, etc. of Naruto. And duplicates of each volume don't count, so they sort of collapse down. And so each bookstore has a 0 to 100% Naruto index, which indicates really, really well how well they they do things. I think Barnes & Noble has a 100% Naruto index.
As does Borders. Borders has 100% Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece index.
which is stunning.
It's not like a full shelf.
It is.
Yep.
And sometimes it's like multiple shelves.
In Britain, we usually have the slot. As in, I'm not kidding. We have like a 1% Naruto index in most of our stores.
And that's the thing. It's
Borders
very rare.
Slowly got smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yes,
and it has. And as it did, my pissed off rate got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
It's proof that Britain hates otakus.
There we go.
The Naruto index. I like that actually. I'm going to try that out tomorrow.
It's a weird thing to gauge a shop's, I'll say goodness, because I'm not very good at words at the moment, on how much Naruto it stocks or Bleach or whatever, because, maybe they just stock all that manga because they know it'll make them money. That doesn't mean it's stock everything else.
That is exactly what it's meant to indicate. do they think that? I mean, that's what the bookstore is there for, to make money.
Right.
So if they think the manga is going to make them money, then they're going to stock it.
Yeah.
But if they don't support it, then that indicates they don't think that manga is worth the time.
Now again.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: like, Borders may have 100% Naruto index, but with like old series like Rave Master, you get bits and pieces. You get like 19,
true.
15, and
although one thing that they've shown, which is quite interesting, when they started doing this Naruto index, it's actually a really good indication also of how much they stock older stuff. I mean, obviously, they're not going to have full of everything.
Of course.
But if they have 100% Naruto, they will generally have a good chunk of the older stuff. It's quite interesting.
And they do. But I think my Borders at least tends to have more of the newer stuff. Like they have like new stuff every week. They have like a section, a whole empty bookshelf where they just put one of each new item. Yeah.
Yeah, but you kind of prefer that though, to have the newer stuff in stores and the older stuff just online, because if I want an old DVD on or a film that was made to DVD, but it was originally like VHS, I don't even bother going to the stores. I just immediately go online. Because it's in your brain now. Of course they're not going to stock it. They only stock the new stuff. That's not just manga. That's everything. They only stock the manga. So
I don't go to stores. Period. For that reason. The stuff
I
want is not going to be there anyway.
Some people just like to go to shops.
Sure.
And, I like a good excuse to just walk around a shop and nice house. Looking for manga is a good excuse to go to other shops as well.
Fair enough. I have the problem that I tried that with the Borders out in California this week. I went in, wandered around, spent half an hour in there, walked out. It's like there's nothing in here that I want. You just don't.
Half an hour is a good time to spend in a shop, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're gauging it on actual hours. On each shop, wow, my forehead's huge. I should stop doing that.
Well done.
The amount of time spent in the shop is about half an hour. I've never spent much more than that, unless I'm actually reading the manga.
That's what I mean. I spent a good chunk of time in there, and I just could not find anything. I just kept on looking, and I'd either already bought it because there's a deal online somewhere, or whatever, or it was just I'm not going to buy this thing that's just sort of sitting here because it may look it's just my tastes run more not. It's why, honestly, and people scream and yell about this, it's why the small bookstores died. Or have died to a great extent. When you go into these small bookstores, all they have are the really, really popular stuff. They don't have the space for the independent stuff. So unless you want the latest Dan Brown book or one of 10 different romance titles, you're not going to find it in the small bookstores.
But the other thing is as well, they only stock the books. Online, you get reviews, opinions, ratings, different options on prices, sales, everything. You get all this stuff. In a shop, you get the books, and maybe a sale. And that's it.
No, it's a good point. I don't know if you went. I mean, and also the fact is, if you ask them for a review, they'll always say the same thing.
Yeah.
And
that was pretty good.
Say if we had an anime store here in Britain, hey, what do you think of Kiss X Sis? And they'll try and get the sale just, it's good. It's a very complex storyline. It's got a very deep emotion.
That's why I don't ask the people there, though. Not with the big shops, because they do, like HMV over here, they do hire people specifically to be asked those questions.
Yeah.
Which is good. But again, that's still a massive it's still not enough to compare to the online shops. You get so much more. Because online, if a website doesn't have a review, you just go bloody Google. Just tab. You can't have another tab in life. Mind you, that's why they've brought iPhones and stuff out, so you can be in a shop and look it up.
It's the amazing thing is that you name it, there's a review of it out there.
You name it, there's porn of it out there.
Well, true, but I'm specifically that I don't care how soon it is, how recent it is. Somebody's already reviewed it. When you consider the size of the reviewing audience to the size of the viewing audience, the fact that it can be that quick is just kind of stunning. But and I mean, I used to go to a Suncoast way back when, that...
Is that a shop?
Yes.
Right, okay.
It's a video-focused shop. They were basically only DVD at that point.
Okay.
And the entire staff were otaku, as it turned out.
Nice.
Almost the entire staff. So I could walk in there and talk to them about anime all the time, and it was awesome. I built up the large majority of my DVD collection from them because they knew what they were talking about, and they wouldn't recommend something they didn't like. They'd say what it was and say, well, if you're into that sort of thing, that's fine. But they knew what they were talking about, and that was a huge thing for me. But that, honestly, as much as folks talk about the small stores, it's really rare. The bookstores and other places I've been into, usually they don't know what they're talking about. It's odd that even the large chain bookstores, they tend to get readers. They tend to get folks who do know what they're talking about there. So anyway,
what are we doing again?
Yeah. So anything else on this week's news?
No, it was a very slow news week.
It was.
Yeah. Just want to say a quick well done to Karen or Kyoukai for the most gutsy people with your Blu-ray ever. If anyone doesn't know, if on the Blu-ray they released the secret 8th episode of Karen or Kyoukai, and it was explained. Karen or Kyoukai is an action oriented. It's got action and emotion and psychological. It's very violent stuff. My God, basically, and a lot of people bought Blu-ray just that 8th episode, just to see. And it's as always, it's gorgeous. It's Karen and Kyoukai, but they were gutsy because they didn't provide us with action. And everyone thought, and the reason everyone bought it is because everyone thought they were going to do what's called A Summer's Tale, which is the 8th book in the series, and it's about the main two characters having a child and the future between them two. It's a half-hour conversation between the main character and a sort of version of one of the other main characters, and no action, just a half-hour conversation. And I thought people were going to go raving mad about this until I watched it myself, and my God, is it amazing! As in, it's just a conversation, and you think. And originally I was going, "Where's the action? Where's the? This is really interesting." And I just spent an hour in silence afterwards, just going, "This is so good."
That's awesome.
But I mean, if anyone hasn't seen it, get Karen no Kyoukai. It's awesome. I mean, how much? So good.
Absolutely, Karen no Kyoukai, Garden of Sinners, quite the anime.
It's one of the best. I'll call it an anime experiment, but it's one of the best experiments in anime you'll see in ages. Trust me, it's so good.
And
I thought it was a drama.
Sort of action drama, I guess would be a good way of putting it. So, if that's it, I'd like to thank my guest, Darth Sidious.
It was a pleasure.
And thanks, Miniman.
Hello.
And thanks, RisingZan.
I'm guessing no one's ever guessed who I am right now in this avatar. Have you?
Nope.
Have you?
No.
You haven't.
No. Good. We'll leave it that way.
Oh, don't forget the question of the week.
Question of the week. Thank you very much. So the question of the week for this past week was, let me pull it up so I have the exact right words here. The question of the week was...
It was how many anime series do you
How
have?
many anime DVDs do you own? And to my surprise, I got no responses.
Wow.
No emails on that one. So...
because it's just a number, so you're probably going to write in the chat box in about 3.
That's
2.
2, 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly... I've got all of mine here. I need to add 6 to these because of 2 disc editions of 3 different Ghibli films. And then I need to add a further 9 for the entire Death Note series.
Okay.
But, so I need to add 15 to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 26, so 31.
31?
41. 41.
41. 41. All right, Matt, how about you?
10, I think. Maybe.
Wow. All right, Zan, yourself?
Maybe 9.
Are we doing this by disc or by case?
By disc.
Okay, then, so all my DVDs have 2 discs in them.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All your DVDs have 2 discs.
Shut up, Matt. 6, 8.
We'd appreciate.
Should I count Samurai X?
Sure.
All right.
Actually, wait, can I count Sky Blue?
Yes.
44.
All right.
I think there's 2 in this one.
Korean is always kind of a, I count that as anime.
Oh, there isn't. Okay, so I was on 8, I think. 9, 10, 11, including my Gurren Lagann. 12, 13, 14, 15.
15.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And I have, and I'm not going to show you all of them for reasons that become plain, I have 731.
Yeah, you just asked this question just so you could answer it.
No. I thought there would be more than that for some folks. I thought folks would have...
What?
I own 731 discs of anime, yeah.
I'm honestly not shocked with that one... I'm also not shocked from that one video that you put up like 2 weeks ago, I think, with all that stack of manga and anime.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'll
flip through my carrying cases so everyone can see afterwards.
I'm surprised that I have more manga than you. I have more manga than you. I know that for sure.
Undoubtedly. Okay. So the question for next week.
How much manga do you have?
What is the most intellectually challenging anime that you've seen?
Damn,
I already have an answer.
Most intellectually challenging anime that you've seen.
Series or does it matter if it's a series or a film?
Nope, doesn't matter.
Well, I've already answered that then. Karen Kyoukai.
By challenging, do you mean like hard to understand, or?
I mean, the one that made you think the most.
Oh, okay then.
Damn, I've already answered this like 3 minutes ago.
and we'll get into it a little bit in next week's show as to why that would be. All right, and just to be clear, I don't mean necessarily the most confusing, because that's not necessarily intellectually challenging. If it was just
like Evangelion.
Thank you. Yes, I wasn't going to say that, but I should have. If you found Evangelion just completely confusing, then that doesn't count.
Yeah.
If you did find it challenging, which some people do, cool. But not if it's just...
Does Bobo count?
Does what?
Bobo?
No.
It's not intellectually challenging, that's just going crazy.
That's mind-numbing.
Yes. All right, so thank you all for joining me, and we will see you all next week. Take care.
Johnny!
Sayonara.
Sayonara, bye-bye.